Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Train Fever. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. Man, oh man, I love doing those intros. Like, that is probably my favorite part of the job. Right there. Doing dem intros like that. Quite something. But yeah, that is what we're going to be doing today. Well, what do I say? That is what we're going to be doing today. What I mean to say is that we're going to be playing some Train Fever today. That's what I mean to be saying. And I'm not entirely sure if we've stuck on enough trains onto this line now. Just to make sure that there's no train still in the depot. No, it looks like two of them should be out in full force right now. Yep, collecting passengers like there is no tomorrow. I guess we could probably do with one more train. I say probably. We don't really need another train, but it would probably help. You know, I think we're going to buy another train for this. And I feel that this is sort of the area that we invest in while we wait for the funds to come in for our underground route, which is something that we are actually going to be starting to look at. And I sort of do this every couple of episodes. I'm just like, where are we going to do the underground route from? And, you know, if we go under here, it costs what, like 4 million or something? That's the estimations that I've been working with. Yeah, so 2.9 million. That's what we've sort of got to account for. That's a big section of underground track, but it's also a very, very large section of overground track there as well. And the massive bridge connecting those two areas. Is that something that we want, or is that something that we want to avoid? Because at this point, I'm not really sure. You know, we might just sort of cut our losses and say, oh, okay, we're going to try and get under this entire area. But I don't know. I do not know. It might be cheaper. It might be more expensive. I mean, I think that is entirely underground. Yeah, that is entirely underground over there. So that's about 2.9. 2.9, but that brings that... I don't know. If we go over to here, it's roughly the same distance, but that is all underground, so... Oh no, it's not even all underground. Well, whatever. We know it's going to cost roughly 3 million, and if we go to the bank up here and check out our loans, I don't know what the max loan is, I really do not, but I know that we have got quite large loans at the moment. I mean, look at this. We literally lost 3.81 million last year. That is a lot. That is an awful lot to lose. However, you know, it's not that much in comparison to, you know, previously. So, for example, look, 3.86 million went on bulldozing stuff. And I want to make a guess, right, that it was all of the kerfuffle that went on over here. And this was just shite. Stuff that went down over here, that was just really, really annoying. But yeah, we were stalling a little bit, and that was because we had some signaling problems up here. And this is like our main money-making route. So to have this back up online and have this properly fixed, that's really, really good. Great Bridge of Kirkby. Fantastic. You should be turning around and heading out straight away. But yeah, I'm really, really glad that we managed to fix our signaling problems that were going on over here. Really glad to see that we've got 3 trains running on this route once again. The Great Wall of Whitby line. It's the most popular line by far, I would say. Well, maybe not by far, but it's enough to have 3 trains on it. The Congleton to Sidmouth one is Sidmouth one. It's also pretty darn popular. Let's pause a second. Excuse me. Pause a second. The mouse is really weird. Like if you notice my mouse movement is rather slow, then that's because the mouse movement is a little bit funky in this game. But hey ho. Okay, 45 passengers waiting there. How many carriages have we gone for in these trains? 4? I guess it's 4. What is it? Shitty Sidmouth line. 5. Okay, 5. So that's just me not being able to see anything. That's cool. Well, whatever. Finally, we're gonna buy a brand new train, and I did say at the start of the episode, but I was just talking too much. And I didn't get around to doing it. So there we go. Let's press the play button. Good. now we should be in the business. We'll fast forward a little bit so this train can go past. But as soon as it gets to the signals down here, then we should see this train being dispatched. Now, obviously, I don't really care about timings. I don't really care when it goes around the circuit or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Well, actually, maybe it does matter. We can probably stop the train just before it arrives at the station and just let it wait for a little bit so that a couple of passengers can build up. Because we don't really want... There we go. You know what? Just stop there. What we don't really want to happen is is what could potentially happen if we just let this continue around. So at the moment, we've got one train up there collecting passengers, one train down here collecting passengers, and what I think to do is a good idea is we wait until this train is roughly in the middle of the track so that we can dispatch you, and we split the track into thirds rather than into halves, which is sort of how it's being split at this current moment. So we'll speed it up a little bit, wait until this train gets roughly to here. Maybe over here. Okay, we resume you, and you're ready to go. Perfect. And that's added the benefit of having 12 passengers waiting at that station. So, should be enough to make a profit. Guaranteed. Fingers crossed, anyway. There's never a guarantee in this world, is there? Never a flippin' guarantee, so... Hey-ho. We're going to be hoping to make a profit. But definitely, I think that this plan should work. There's 42 passengers waiting to be picked up there. We've only got a maximum of 40, so by the time our third train arrives at the station of Sidmouth, then it should work just perfectly. Are we going to have to add any signals around anywhere? No, we might have to. I don't know. I think we might want to add some signals around places, just to make sure that we don't have any issues. Because let's face it, we don't want any issues at all. And signals only cost a tiny amount of money. They cost 1.5k. That's a fairly impressive amount of money that signals cost for being so small. I mean, surely, in like, whenever this is, what, 1880, they wouldn't cost that much money. Surely they wouldn't. I know, by the way, placing a signal on the round loop, probably never going to be needed, but I guess we'll stick it there just for the sake of it. Why not? Okay, so train numero 3 picked up his passengers, all 27 of them. Wow, holy cow, that's a fairly large amount of passengers. And yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm thinking that this is going to be working just perfectly for us. Very, very hopeful that this works out a-okay. Alright, whilst I've been yattering away, we've managed to make yet even more money, and it looks like projections for this year are going to be far, far outstripping the income that we got last year. I think it was it 1878 when that fateful event occurred, when we had that delay over on the Woburn-Whitney route. Yeah, that wasn't so good. That cost us quite a lot. Cost us very, very dearly, in fact. Yeah. Yeah, not a fan of those delays, but hey-ho. How's our cargo line doing? I think our cargo line should be doing pretty darned well. We check the cargo thingamabobber right there. Looks like there is a couple of bits of wood being delivered not via my preferred delivery method of them, which is of course the depot out here, and that's how most of the wood is actually delivered. But a couple of bits of wood have slipped through the net. That's all right. I'm okay with that. But yeah, we're getting a whole bunch of goods that are actually being stuck directly onto this train, which is super, super important, meaning that we can make money off them, and then they get shipped to either end of the track. And I quite like this little route, to be honest. I really think that it's, yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it does make us a little bit of money, which is totally nice. Ground around this area, though, leaves something to be desired. Really, really does. Leaves a lot to be desired. I'm going to put it in 2 times speed for now because there's no reason. There's no reason to just leave it in 1 time speed. And the reason that I do like it in 1 time speed, just in case anybody cares, is because the game looks, you know, it looks much more relaxing, much nicer. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. So, what are the 2 routes that we've got here? What are the 2 trained routes? Second, goods by train and goods by train. Yeah, and good times. That route is. Wait, where did all the buses on that route go to? Because we could have paused that. Let's stick it back in 1 time speed. Good times. They would have gone to this depot all the way over here. So we should have, yeah, a whole bunch of vehicles that are on good times. Let's sell them all. Wow, we made 500 bucks for that. I mean, that was nothing. Nothing at all. Although, theoretically, think of all the running costs that we saved. Probably worth it, I would say. Okay, so I guess we want to actually realistically start thinking about what the heck are we going to do about this massive underground route. And if there's going to be an overground section in the middle, then I guess that we could probably do it in 2 bits. But something that we really need to define very, very early on is where is it going to enter, where is it going to come out. I mean, those are the 2 big bits to worry about. So, obviously we're going to have a track collision there. I'm not too worried about that. Or am I? I don't know. This could be kind of challenging. This could be kind of challenging to deal with. I mean, we wanted to enter... I mean, this can be scrubbed, right? That can be gotten rid of. But we're going to need to know where is our entry point. And at the moment, the fact that this is going on is making it very, very difficult to see where actually our entry point is. So, not super thrilled about this track that I've built in an earlier episode, I must say. I mean, we want to maintain the highest of high speeds, right? So we want 120. That's what we want. I guess that is sort of got to be... Yeah? As soon as this train is off this this area, we're gonna pause. We're gonna rebuild this, and then we're gonna start planning the entrance via Congleton. We're gonna start planning the entrance to the route because we want to come around in a corner, but we just don't want to do it too fast because otherwise we're gonna have major problems further on down the line. Okay, we can probably keep that that bit right there. Now it's time to plan out the entry. Now, we did want to say, we have previously said that we wanted to look for that 120 mile an hour classification. Now, where do we want to come out of the mountain? Is that going to work for us? We do come out the mountain. We're going at 120. Do we want to come out the mountain further down? I mean, obviously we don't have the money to come out further down, but having the money right now isn't super important. I don't know. I do not know. Maybe we just try and keep it level. Is that what we want to try and do? Might be more cost effective. I don't think really keeping it cost effective is what we need to do though. We just need to make sure that it actually works as well as possible. Whoa, this game does not like it. This game does not like it when extended periods of time go by with dragging out train tracks. When I place them down though, it's not too much of an issue. I mean, this plan has got us coming out at a decent angle, I would say. But it's got us coming out in one big route. And is that what we really want to see? Whoa. Very, very, very long and very slow. I mean, is that a good one? I think that that might just be a fairly decent route, and I don't think that we ever actually emerge, which is kind of what we were hoping for, you know? It really, really is. That's a pretty good route right there. I'm pretty chuffed with that. And it brings us round just enough. Brings us round just enough so that we should be able to bridge the river and potentially this entire road section. If I bring this back just a smidgen. Yeah, if I bring that back just a smidgen, then we should be able to bridge this entire road section with no problems whatsoever, and very, very easily line up the connection that is required over here. So I'm thinking that that's actually a totally valid thing to do. And will we have enough money to actually just borrow and pay this up right now? I mean, this was not my intention. We do actually have enough money, almost, to do this. I actually sort of just want to fast forward a little bit and pay this outright. Yeah, you know what? I think this is totally the best course of action for us. Excuse me? Oh shit, we just lost money because we didn't pause it. I forgot about that. Fast forward again. Pause it. Buy it. Okay, so that is a very, very risky move that I just did. That I just took, should I say, because on one hand, it's put us in a supremely grand situation, right? But also, it means that we can't really make like an extra route around here because, you know, we sort of fluffed it a little bit by by building a road right through the middle of it. So we're going to be looking to replace this pretty much as soon as possible. Also, getting the double up, I don't think it's going to be as expensive as last time, but it's still going to be quite expensive. Let me check. Oh, shit. Pause. We just got 500,000. That should be more than enough to fill in the little bit extra that we require for this area. I think by coming around the top. Yeah, we should be absolutely fine. It's not going to win any awards for looking the best, but you know what? It works. It works. It absolutely does work. And we are butchering this landscape like there is no tomorrow, but let's face it, that works, and it works at really making sure that trains from Sidmouth can get around the end. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Now, how much is it actually going to cost to double up? Because let's face it, this is going to cost a lot of money. I don't know if it's going to cost as much as... Whoa. Whoa, the spikes in lag. It's crazy. Okay, is that lined it up right next to it? It has indeed. Okay, so I didn't think it was going to cost as much. But... oh, come on. Oh yeah, okay, so it doesn't actually cost as much. That only costs a tiny, tiny amount of money. Well, not a tiny, tiny amount of money at all. But it costs, yeah, 2.19 million. So not very much money in comparison to the original investment that we made, which was of 4.6. And obviously, you know, the further underground you actually build, the more expensive that it becomes. I feel that the price that we paid was actually fairly reasonable for what we got. I didn't really want any overground sections, and this very, very slow curve means that we can maintain 120 miles per hour the whole time, which, as I've already said, I'm really, really happy with. Obviously, we're not going to double it up right now because, let's face it, we're already maxing out our loans. We literally cannot borrow any more money. But at the same time, the potential for this underground route is crazy, because what it allows us to do is it allows us to connect our two biggest sections of track together. You know, the Kirkby to Whitby section is huge, and similarly, the Sidmouth to Congleton, it's a much, much longer line. It's also very, very popular, so we're going to see if we can connect these two lines up together in the next episode. Obviously, at the start, once again, as we usually tend to do on lines, we will be having a single service, or single track service between these two towns. So basically what that means is we'll have a super, super long train with a whole bunch of carriages taking passengers from Congleton to Whitby underground, and you know there's only going to be one train on that track because we just cannot facilitate two trains at the moment, and yeah, we just don't have a double track, and at the moment I'm just planning out and seeing how effective can we be. What? Why is this a problem? Let's go one higher then. This is really dumb. Should be working much better than it actually is. You know what? Actually, I'm surprised that this is being so fussy, because we should be able to connect this without too much hassle. Saying there's some bridge pillar connection issues. Yeah, obviously, if we got rid of this road, or, you know, shrunk it back down to what it was before I stupidly modified it at the very start, then I reckon we wouldn't probably have any problems with making this road connect up here. You know what, let's do that. Let's actually do that now. We've got more than enough money. We're literally rolling in the money right now. So let's get rid of this road. In fact, it isn't even essential. Holy cow. So it turns out I didn't even need to build it in the first place. I think I did that in the very first episode. Didn't even need to do that in the first place. Holy cow. It's crazy. Crazy. So let's get rid of this bit of track. The reason that I am doing that is because I want the curve to be a little bit more natural than it would have otherwise been. If we would have left that extended bit of, you know, track in over there, then it wouldn't have been as natural as it really could have been, I don't think. So I think that's quite good. That's a really good start, actually. Yeah, very happy with that. Let's just take it back to the water edge now, and we'll keep that in mind. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. But I want to try something, and I don't know actually if it's going to work. But near the end of an episode is probably not a good time to try something. But whatever, you know, we're going to try something. Is there any chance that we can get this underground? Unable to align? What? Unable to align terrain. Excuse me? Why is this such an issue? Oh, because we need to have... Okay, I know what we need to do. We need to create like an artificial hill on either side. And we need to make that be the entrance to the tunnel. Okay, we'll see if this actually does work. I mean, this may be just the stupidest thing that anybody's ever tried to do, but... let's try doing it anyway. Come on, why do you not want to start a tunnel at the artificial hill that I'm trying to build? Need to be bigger? We're spending a lot of money on this. We just spent 70k on that stupid artificial hill. Very stupid artificial hill, I would hasten to add. And you're just going to path right through it, and it's just going to cost me a ton of money. Alright, so it looks like that artificial hill was a complete waste. But more importantly, why can I not build an underground road here? Like, it's not that difficult to do, game. Like... literally, just let me build a fucking underground bridge. Like an underground bridge. Jesus Christ. Just let me build underground. Unable to align terrain. There should not be this much issue here, right? There should not be this much issue. I should be able to build this half of the section and just... oh my god. Okay, whatever. Let's forget about that. Let's forget about that. Let's forget about building an underground bridge. An underground bridge is something that's not going to work. So instead, let's try going up and over. Are you gonna... wow. You're not even gonna fucking allow me to do that. My god, no type of road that I use is gonna work. Not even for a less crazy bridge? Why is this so much of an issue right now? I don't understand why it is. Well, whatever. I guess that's so fucking annoying. That's so fucking annoying. Okay, whatever. Let's well, let's do the option that I really didn't want to do, because what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to raise the train to make that slow down. I guess we're just gonna have to put level crossings on it. It sucks that we're gonna have to do that. I was thinking about making a bridge for the trains to get across, but that's just gonna slow the trains down so much. Not like we're really caring about that, but I really think it will just slow the trains down a heck of a lot. So yeah, I think we can actually build that. That looks like a really solid route, and I'm very, very happy with it. Yeah. Collision, where? Where's the collision? With the water? Why is that a collision? Is there a collision anymore? Are you colliding with the road? Seems that you are colliding with the road. What's wrong with the fucking level crossing that you're building, game? What's wrong with the fucking level crossing? What's wrong with this? What is actually wrong with this here? I see nothing. I see a river, which you're pissed off by. Is that a bit of a low bridge? Might be a bit of a low bridge. If I build it in sections, will that help you out, game? You're being very, very fussy right now. No, this is just unbelievable. This fucking road, I swear, this road is going to be the bane of my life. Okay, oh my god, I don't even want to delete that now, because I just built it. Can we make this go up? Make this go up. Great. Keep it level. Is this going to work any better? Unable to align terrain. Well, fuck you. Fuck you, game. Alright, there we go. Okay, this is the experiment that is bound to fail. But I'm trying nonetheless. Alright. Now let's link this back in. Great. We know I've tried this in the past, and in the past it has had varying levels of success, but it looks like this time the game is allowing me to build underneath here. I mean, I say allow. I would really fucking like it if I could just build between these fucking pillars. Oh, God. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Delete this entire bit of track. Delete that entire fucking bit of track. I'm going to see if the auto planner can do it better than me. I don't know what's going to happen here. I really do not know what's going to happen here. Really, game? Really? You're going to fucking shaft me like this? This is fucking unbelievable. This is fucking unbelievable. That is downright ridiculous. Come on, move your fucking pillars for me. I'm trying to get the diagonal line just as close as I can possibly get it. This is unbelievably ridiculous. I mean, look at the fucking speed that we're shredding right now. It's disgusting. Disgusting. We're losing so much speed over a fucking bridge. I mean, let's face it, right? The bridge is an improvement over what it was before, which just fucked with everything. But, oh my god, now we're going to have to think up some different solution. Well, we're going to do that in the next episode. Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Nordic Potato. This has been Train Fever. I'm visibly pissed off, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.